real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Sherry Shelton was married to the defendant, and they remained friends even after their divorce, despite the fact that they have vastly different political views. Sherry's suing her ex today for an unpaid medical bill for their son and emotional distress. Defendant Neil Fetz says he had a good relationship with the adult son he shares with Sherry. But after a camping trip last fall, he stopped talking to Neil, and they haven't spoken since. Therefore, Neil refuses to pay the medical bill.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, Neil and I have known each other since 1996. We were married. We have a son, Tanner, together, who is 25 years old and just graduated from Ball State.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. After the divorce, we really got along really well.
When did you all divorce?
Can you ask him? It's been so long ago. I'm not really good at the dates.
Don't worry about it. Don't trouble yourself.
It was a few years, and we had a really good relationship. We helped each other out with things. We went to concerts and festivals, and he and his girlfriend or whoever he was seeing at the time.
You remember all that, but don't remember when you were divorced.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Because we're really good friends.
That was more important than the divorce date.
Yes.
You seeing him again.
Yes.
Remember all that, Doc. Remember all them get-togethers after the divorce. You don't remember the divorce, something to that. You give enough thought to it, you know where I'm going. Let me allow him to give some background should he like to.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes, Your Honor. The crux of this is her and I are polar opposites when it comes to handling money. She can't handle money, and I'm very good at handling money. And I've tried to impart that onto Tanner and trying to teach him how to budget his money. Whether you're making $50 a week, $500 a week, or $5,000 a week, it's the same principle. You got to prioritize, cover your bases. And when he first started working... And save, right. Having a little emergency account, whatever. So I wanted to teach him that, but he wouldn't do it. She has paid everything for him, basically, and when he would get his checks, he could pretty much blow them on whatever he wanted, and it got very frustrating, and I ended up being...
He was living with her?
Yes.
And didn't pay any bills, do you know? Whether he had a responsibility to pay one of the bills of the house?
Nothing I know of.
Did he, ma'am? You didn't give him any responsibility?
No, well, he was in school, and his grades were good, and he only worked a part-time job. And
Okay. So, yeah, I'm with her. If he was in school, that is his job.
Well, sometimes he made really good money. Sometimes he didn't, Your Honor. And I would say,
he made really good money while in school. He wasn't paying enough attention to school.
Well, I mean, like when he was on summers, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I would want him to say, hey, you need to put a little back here, and you make sure to teach him something that'll help him every day the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But I was not successful.
Important part of life.
Yes, Your Honor. 3
of my children learned, the 4th has not yet. So his pockets stay a little lighter than the other 3. Because I don't rescue him. And so I understand. People need to understand budgets, viewers. People don't think that I operate on the budget, but I certainly do. And friends, family, and others just think that if you ask for money at a certain time, it should be right there. After all, you have it. No, it's not. No, it's not right there. It's in this account, it's in that account. I can't touch that account, I'm not touching that account. I have a household account, this is gonna come out my household account because I had to use some of my budget on you, and you don't even budget. People who don't budget come to the budgeters for money, don't they?
That's right.
I'm not gonna take it out for savings, y'all can forget that. But yeah, you're exactly right, and that's what I want our viewers to know. You need to learn budgeting. Even if you run into a lot of money, that's going to be short-lived if you don't budget that money. I know many athletes and entertainers have gone into bankruptcy or at the very least been broke. My point is budgeting, budgeting, budgeting. You brought up a very good point. So what do you say about teaching him this type of responsibility? I'm with him 100%.
Well, ironically, he is very good at budgeting now. His degree is in economics with a minor in finance. and he does
It
really
better
quite
be-
well.
He better be good at it.
I haven't had to give him any money in a long time. He's done it on his own, and
Has he asked you for anything in the last couple of years? And that's fine. Young people ask. They don't really get on their feet till about 25, 27. Has he been asking you for much since college?
I haven't seen him and since Memorial Day of 2020. We had been on a camping trip, and he was getting ready to get another student loan, and he just got a brand new tattoo, which he knows I wasn't real happy about. I didn't say anything to him because he could have easily graduated from college with no student loan debt whatsoever. His tuition was all paid for because of my veteran status.
Really?
I'm technically listed as the disabled vet, and because I was in certain campaigns overseas in our state, Indiana, then your child can go to any college, any state college, tuition free.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, see, and people don't know scholarships and opportunities are out there. So I hate to deviate, but when folks bring this information that I can give to you all to benefit you, thank you so much. That is great. All right, let's get to why you're suing the gentleman, Neil, who you claim owes you money, and he certainly should not owe you money because he's an excellent budgeter and money manager.
you know, we definitely did have some differences. Like you said, you know, we're on totally opposite ends of the spectrum. So we tried not to discuss anything that, you know, when we were having fun together that was like political. He's a huge Trump supporter, and I am totally not. I'm just glad he's gone. And we haven't been able to communicate at all. I feel like he just closes his mind, and anything that isn't, if he doesn't perceive it to be the way he thinks it should be, then he can't be open to it at all.
Now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. How long has he owed you this money, do you believe?
Since, I guess, October or November of 2020.
All right, so right after the election, you say I want all my money.
Yeah.
When did you start asking for your money? January 7th? After they stormed the Capitol. You said, give me my money. I'm tired of y'all. What's it for? He said, I wasn't part of that. I just voted for the man. I didn't agree to. Well, do you believe he won or not? Well, I'm not sure. If you're not sure, I want my money. Well, all right, moving right along. I'm going to double this. How about that? All right, tell me, though, what happened?
Tanner had to have a surgery. He had to have a major surgery. He had that surgery in September of 2019. Neil and I had agreed on, well, we had discussed we were going to make the payments on this surgery. I mean, it wasn't something that he could opt out of. And so we agreed that we would pay every other month. He would pay $100 one month and I would pay the next. And we did all that up until this camping trip that there was this argument. And Tanner did come up for the camp while we were camping, and they were just coming, he and the girlfriend came to spend the evening. We ate, we were playing games. And then it just kind of started when we were playing games that people in his company were starting to make jabs at Tanner about his financial thing, about how he, didn't spend his money well. And all of this I can hear coming from this person I could hear coming from his mouth. And so he didn't say anything. So of course I did, because I can't not. So I defended Tanner. And after the evening was gone and the kids left, I brought it up to Neil about the situation and how he didn't defend him, and how it would be nice if he would just be more supportive of him. Ask him about how his school is going. Tell him that he loves him. Pay attention. Try to be involved in asking him things about his life. And we got into an argument. He started yelling at me and saying, if you don't shut up, I'm going to make you leave. Well, I left. And we haven't had a civil conversation or seen each other since. I've tried to reach out to him to resolve the issue. It's hard for me to believe that 10 minutes worth of argument can eliminate an entire friendship and 25 years of...
I don't think it has. Do you think it's totally irreconcilable, sir?
I think things can change in time.
Yeah, of course it can. Ma'am, Are you saying that you all were both making your every other month payments,
Correct.
and then after the argument, he stopped?
Correct.
Okay, and what was the balance at the time he stopped making his share of the payments?
The final bill went to $1,810, and I felt that, or I still feel that he owes me half of that.
Okay.
I have been continuing to make the payments. When he stopped paying,
When he stopped paying, it was at $1,810?
Yes.
All right. How did we get to $2,700?
$1,500 for half of my deductible. I carry and have always carried.
Was that part of the agreement?
Well, we discussed it, but I don't know that we were having an amicable discussion. So I don't know if we weren't necessarily doing oh yes, okay, yes, this is it or whatever. So
Well,
as far as I'm concerned,
sounds like you did have an agreement on the bill. So let me hear from you, sir.
Tanner had this bill in 2019. The surgery was, I think, in 2018, but because I made my first payment June of 19, I paid 14 months until August of 20. Now, there was no blanket agreement to pay anything. It was all case-by-case situation. I paid support through age 19. Technically, that's when my financial obligation ended, but I volunteered. I've helped with several things over the years, and vehicle repairs and other things. After this camping trip, I don't know what happened. When Tanner left, him and I were fine, but I haven't heard from him since. He's very little communication, a few text messages and things way early last year, and I haven't heard from him since November. He won't respond to me, won't talk to me, doesn't want anything to do with me. So about October or so, I'm like, this is crazy. He won't talk to me, doesn't want anything to do with me. I have no legal responsibility to pay anything. There never was any contract or blanket agreement to pay anything, and I'm done. I don't know who would pay bills on a child that will not even refuses to totally communicate or respond to you. And that's
on the type of bill, sir.
That's kind of the circumstances, and so that's when I said, for now, I'm done. And then if he wants to talk to me, the bill is actually in his name.
I might not pay the cable bill that I may have been paying for, but these are medical expenses, and the result is perhaps that it'll ruin his credit, and that's a little too much of a penalty. Let's put it that way. That's too much of a penalty to pay for a kid. She says you made an agreement on the bill, and you can't just take that back because you get mad with him. All I can go on is this agreement, and so I'm going to stick to that agreement, and that is the 1810 divided by 2 is what? And that's what we're going to go with today, sir.
905.
905. All right, 905 is your judgment for the bill. All right, good luck to you both. I'm sure you can reconcile your friendship. Yeah, anger takes a little time to get over. I've had best of friends. I get angry with them. We don't speak for a year, and we get right back together like nothing ever happened. So let's look at that happening in the future for you guys. Have a good day.
Plaintiff April Merritt says she's been looking for her father for quite some time, and she believes she and the defendant are half-sisters who share the same father. So she petitioned the court for a DNA test. Defendant Rochelle Smith says her father was in prison for 21 years, and once he was released, he did mention that April may be her sister. So she's eager to get the test results today.
So I'm going to start with you, April. Give me some background.
So I have been looking for my dad for quite some time. I never got, as I was looking for him, any real answers from my mom. So I kind of brushed it off. Around the age of 13, I was told that there was somebody else that was my father, where my aunts had a big input on their opinion about it. Questioned my mom about it, still never really got anywhere. It came to a year where my daughter, youngest baby girl, was sick in the hospital. They thought she might have had cancer. Once it was proven she didn't, I ended up getting a phone call from one of my cousins who told me she hoped that I got the one thing that I wanted in life, which was to meet my father. In the meantime, while my daughter was in the hospital, I asked my mother for his name, let her know that I was just going to ask this last time and be done with it. In the midst of her being in the hospital, she gave me his name. I found him on her Facebook page and went to his Facebook page. I then left a message in his messenger for him and his mother, letting them know who I was and that I didn't want anything. I just wanted to find my dad. In the midst of that, I met my other siblings on my dad's side. Didn't take it too well. And we just, we're at this point to where I just decided to get some help to get some closure for myself.
Okay. And a couple of things. Sounds like you asked your mother several times about who your dad was, and you say you kind of brushed it off. How do you brush those type of questions off repeatedly? Sounds like it's something you could brush off once or twice, but not over and over and over. They got to tell me something, Mama.
Because she never would come with correct answers. Why? I don't know. However, after I locate him, I asked her, why didn't you, tell me any of this? She explained to me, one, because he was incarcerated all the time. Then she gave me another answer that he denied me when she was pregnant with him, when they got into an altercation, a verbal argument. And again, like I said, just asking her, she would come with, so many different stories that it was just, I kept feeling like I was wasting my time and wasn't getting nowhere.
Got it. Yeah. And I'd like to point out to parents who come in here who don't live under the same household, or they're dealing with custody issues or visitation issues or child support issues, and they put the child in the middle. The child is harmed for their own selfish reason. The child is in the middle. I'm not letting you visit your dad because he's denied you when we were arguing, so that might not even be your dad. I'm not letting your dad see you until he pay his money. Your dad ain't paying money. He a deadbeat. Your daddy don't want to see you. No, daddy don't like you. Mama, why can't I go over to daddy's house this weekend? Because he got that woman over there. And I don't want her talking to you, and I don't want you being around his women. So that's what I'm using this as another example of, based on what you've just told me, as another example of parents playing games with one of the most important parts of a child's life. This is, I don't know how much more important it can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're talking about because he never liked you, or because he never accepted you, or because he said you wasn't his, because I was mad with him, or whatever the reasons you told me. Your mom's still with us?
Yes, she is.
She's still alive. Well, I want her to hear me. I hope you don't get mad at me talking about your mama. But, if you got a mama who don't do folks right, and I don't think that's right what she did, I'm going to talk about it.
I understand.
Plus, you on video anyway. Usually when you talk about people's mama, they might want to do something to you. You can't do nothing. Talk about your mama all I want, and ain't nothing you can do about it. If you were standing here, I might not. I'm talking extra crazy now. Okay, you give me some background here.
Actually, I didn't really even have a lot of time with my father because he was in prison for 21 years and he was released in 2006. But, by then I had already had my own life. So, I didn't go see him all the time, or, we wasn't in contact all the time. And then in 2017, it may be a year or so before then, he invited us over to his house for a cookout, and he started talking well, you have a sister. And I'm like, yeah, I have a couple sisters, but he was like, I think I have a daughter named April. And so I started asking him questions and stuff about April because I'm usually a good investigator and stuff, but he only knew so much. So from that day, he always told me that he was trying to find her and whatever the case may be, and, you know, talked a lot of mess about her mom. So, and then, I mean, her and my other sister, we've actually like gotten together and like, you know, enjoyed ourselves at my house and everything. And then like with my other sister, all of that just changed.
What examples can you give me of the other siblings not really wanting to change their life or bring you in as part of their family?
You know, Your Honor, when I talked to them, I let them know that I knew this was not going to be easy. I did not expect this to be easy. However, my sister, she got mad at me because when I received the necklace from my dad, that's all I have of him. Like, she has memories, letters, pictures. There was a point of time that she, you know, told me that she heard that our dad was paying all of my bills. He wasn't paying none of my bills. He did pay a cell phone bill, and that was because I was the only one over there on his last days, helping him ever since I came into his life. So it's just been a lot of confrontation, you know, with them things.
Messy. It got messy.
It got
pretty
messy.
much. Okay.
On page 1 of my evidence.
Not necessarily because they didn't like you as a person or didn't want to accept his responsibilities or his new revelation, but because it was just messy like things get, like messy people get messy. All right, he paid your bills? He ain't paid mine. You didn't tell me. They said, we don't believe that you are blood related to us, so that's why we don't want to associate with. Was that one of the main reasons? I'm talking about your siblings. We're talking about your siblings now.
Yeah, well, the siblings, they sided with their mom. The mom put it on Facebook that she didn't think they should claim me. That's evidence 6 until we actually got a DNA
show me something where the kid said that too? Somewhere? You have something where your sibling said that? Where?
The sister shared, well, not in the evidence, but the sister did share that with Rochelle.
Not with you, though.
No, she did not with me, but she shared it with Rochelle, and Rochelle let me know. And like I said, when she let me, she told Rochelle.
Your other sibling said that they don't believe it?
Yes, at first, but then I think my sister started to feel like, because she wanted to surprise April, actually, for April's birthday and get all of us together and go to Vegas. And she was like, what if she really is our sister and we've been being mean to her like this? So I'm not sure how like they actually feel, because it's like iffy sometimes. Like sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Depending on whose bill he's paying.
Well, he ain't paying nobody's bill.
God bless him. God bless him. I'm not going to have fun at the deceased expense, but you're right. All right. But God bless him. How old was your dad when he passed?
But I want to say 61.
61. What did he pass from that early?
Cancer.
Oh, what type?
I believe it was prostate.
Pancreatic. Oh, yeah, prostate. Yeah, I think it was prostate.
God bless his soul. Well, we're going to clear up all of the confusion and all the messiness. You all had a relationship how long, or have you?
Me and Rochelle have been really close since we met.
How long ago was that?
I met all of them in 2018. That's when my father ended up reaching out to me. He called, cried, telling me, you know, he was so happy that he found his baby's girl. He was excited to talk to me. Then he broke down and crying, telling me that it was a bittersweet situation because he was at stage 4.
I wish your mother would be more honest with you. Y'all not related. I wish your mother would be more honest with you. Have a good day. I'm sorry. This bothers me so much, the way your mother has handled this, and now no, you're not related. Sorry.
That's too bad.
Don't start crying, girl. Didn't I tell you not to cry? It's okay.
Plaintiff Reginald Branch says the defendant is his mother, and she basically raised him and his siblings by herself because his father was an alcoholic. However, he's suing her today because she put a car in his name without permission and got tickets on the vehicle. Defendant Michelle Branch says she wasn't a perfect mother, but she did the best she could. Michelle admits that she put a car in Reginald's name, but insists she did it with his permission.
So let me hear from you.
So me and my mom has always had a good relationship. She raised 8 kids by my dad. We never was on the streets. We always was fed. My dad was a preacher. He also had problems with alcohol. So she basically was the super mom. She was a single mom, raised all of us, went to work, did everything a super mom would do.
What's the age range? Well, your mother can probably tell me.
Yeah,
I think 35 is the oldest. And
How old is the oldest?
35.
The youngest is what?
21.
All right, there you go. And he's very proud of the work you've done with the family. And so why don't you expound on that?
His father and I had 8 children, 4 girls, 4 boys. He's number 4. They are, I had to be a stern woman. So, I didn't do everything right, but I tried to do as best as I could. So 4 girls, 4 boys, and
Everybody productive since they became adults? Are they able to take care of themselves?
Yeah, one of them, all except for one. He's a quadriplegic. And
He can take care of himself as it relates to, I'm sure, communicating with you guys.
Yes, sir.
I'm referring, I guess, more so to folks who've accomplished enough in life to take care of themselves.
Yes, sir.
Steady employment.
Yes.
Some type of preparation for the workplace.
Yes.
So all of them are that?
Yeah, they're pretty productive. They're all out of state, but they're all productive.
And that's what people really typically have measured, in my opinion, success is being productive. That's the first step. If you are currently in prison, you're not a productive citizen. If you are currently on drugs, you're not a productive citizen. If you've been on drugs and overcame them, you're productive. If you've been in prison and overcame it, you're productive. Those are the most important things to me about adulthood, is being able to take care of yourself and being a productive citizen. If you're alcoholic, you're not a productive citizen either.
More of Judge Mathis when we return.
Plaintiff Reginald Branch is suing his mother because he claims she got traffic tickets in his name and failed to pay them. And as a result, Reginald went to jail.
You want to tell me anything about what he said about his dad?
I tried not to say, negative things about the dad, although there was a lot of negativity there.
But whether you say it or not, you heard him say it, and that's how he feels.
Yeah.
So to turn your head on it and act like and bury your head doesn't help.
Well, Judge Mathis, I'm not turning my head. I just try to think before I speak.
Okay, well, he spoke.
That's all.
So do you want to speak on it or not?
No, sir.
Okay, there you go. Anything else you want to tell me before we get to the boot that you're suing for? All right, tell me what happened here that caused you to sue your mom.
So when I was in college, my freshman year, she got a car in my name and ran up tickets on the car.
With your permission?
No. I'm not sure how it worked, She got a car in my name, and...
When did you find that out?
I found that out maybe my sophomore year.
Yeah, I don't know what year that is.
I went to school 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
You found out that a car had been placed in your name?
Yes, sir.
And when had it occurred?
That she placed the car in my name?
Same year?
I believe that year.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
How did you find out?
I found out because I was driving in the car that I had purchased around school, and I had got pulled over by the police for suspended license. And they had said that I had a vehicle in my name in Chicago that had tickets and that were ran up, and my license had got suspended. They took me to jail. The judge wasn't there that Friday, and I had to spend till Monday in the Lake County jail. And that's when I had originally told her, because when I was in jail, my friends from school called her and asked her, like, hey, Reggie is in jail, like, what can you do to help us bond him out and things of that nature. And basically my friends told me that she said, I don't have anything, like, you guys are gonna have to figure out.
You were in college?
Yes, sir.
Trying to do the right thing.
Yes, sir.
Trying to build a career for yourself so that you can be independent, build a family.
Yes,
with
sir.
good credit, without an arrest record.
Yes, sir.
Without an overnight jailed record. That's still on your record. It's on the police record.
Yes, sir.
So when people look it up, it's gonna say jailed.
Yes, sir.
Unless you go through the process and the money and expense of getting it expunged. All right. So when you spoke with your mom, what did she say about it?
She didn't have any money to put down on it.
What about having put it in your name without your approval?
I'm not sure.
Did you ask her, and what did she say?
Well, I knew that she had got. When I knew she got the car in my name, I was like, hey, you got the car in my name. I get
without my permission.
Without my permission. Since you're at home with my 4 younger siblings, you don't have a car to take them to go grocery shopping, take them to school and stuff. It's okay, you can use it to take care of your business for my siblings. Mm-hmm. And actually, when I came home one year from college, she let me drive it one time. I actually took it without her permission one time.
Don't go away. More of Judge Mathis is coming up. Is your ex denying he fathered your child and you want a paternity test? Call 1-888-VERDICT or visit us online at www.judgemathisTV.com. Plaintiff Reginald Branch is suing his mother because he claims she got traffic tickets in his name and failed to pay them. And as a result, Reginald went to jail.
Okay, let me hear from you, ma'am.
Son, I did ask you, could I purchase a car in your name? I did not ask you, could I get tickets in your name, but I did ask you, could I purchase the car? I would never go and purchase a car.
When was the last time you all discussed this? About whether you purchased the car in his name or not?
We haven't really discussed it at all.
This is the first time he's mentioned it?
Yeah, as far as me saying that I hadn't asked him, because I have asked him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the first time you've heard him mention that you put it in his name without his approval.
Yes, sir.
And you say?
I think it's a blur, but I can't remember that she did ask me. She asked me, but I did not tell her that she can put a car in my name.
Okay. You're not quite clear with your testimony, so we're going to go to the results of what happened, and that is you were jailed overnight and incurred $1,225 for the booting of the car based on the tickets. You want to tell me anything about that, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Going to school and just trying to maintain the kids that were at home and going to school and working. I just neglected to pay them.
Okay.
I did.
What caused all the tickets?
Parking where I shouldn't have been parking. And I had a friend at the time, and he was also parking where he shouldn't have been parking.
Okay, so you all had it in his name, and you all just continuously violated the law.
Yes, sir.
The car that it was in your son's name, who was in college trying to make a way for himself.
Yes, sir.
And
All right. What did you want to say?
I was going to say, in actuality, like a big chunk of this bill is from illegal removal of the city boot off that car. So
Who did that?
I don't know.
My friend did it
So
against my wishes.
They tag teamed you. They tag team you, Doc.
Yeah.
Mama got that name out you. my man took that boot and charged you $1,000 or whatever they charged. They got you good. You still in school?
no, that was I graduated 2014.
Oh, good. 14.
Yes.
Good. All right. Excellent. What you doing with your life now?
I work with the state of Illinois Child Support Division.
Good. Excellent. All right. Good. All right. Now you can get the debt that you incurred as a result of your mother and her friends' actions, then you'll be a lot better off.
Yes, sir.
Emotional distress. Why do you want that?
Emotional distress. When I got pulled over, I had never been pulled over by the police. It was in Lake County in Park City, Illinois, and they pulled me over, and I was so nervous, like shaking my hand, and the guy was like, "Why are you nervous?" And I'm like, "I never got pulled over." It was the side of an expressway, cars going past. I was humiliated, basically, and they put me in the handcuffs, put me in the back of the police car.
Jailed you?
Jailed me, searched my vehicle.
Overnight you were in jail?
Yes. Searched my vehicle, thought that I had drugs. They was looking under the hoods, taking my seats out of my car, and they seized that vehicle.
And it was all a result of what your mother did to you?
Yes.
All right, sir. $3,125 is your judgment for the boot and the emotional distress you suffered being jailed as a result of the actions of your mother. Have a good day. That's
Thank you, Jerry. I love you. I love you. I haven't seen her in 3 months, so can I have a hug?
Sure can.
That's fine.